What is up, people? Welcome to the very first episode of Kicking Back with Chris. And as you can see, I have my guest here, Double A, Andy Anatomical, from the Profile Pod TV on YouTube. And before I let you talk, I want to say, as soon as I thought about doing this show, as soon as I started thinking about, wanting to do, a different podcast that kind of complements the kickback. That's why, it's called Kicking Back with Chris. This is more of just a, one-on-one, type of interview where I get to talk to, different, podcasters or, athletes, actors, actresses. It doesn't matter. The possibilities are endless. But for the first episode, I was like, you know what? I want to get a guy on that not only I enjoy talking to, not only that I enjoy talking to, but someone that I respect because he has that same drive that I do and that same vision and that same type of enthusiasm to, what some people call the podcast game. But I wanted to have you on, Andy, because like I said, I respect the hell out of you. And I can see that same drive that I have. I feel like the roles are reversed now. It's like I'm the older guy talking to you, but it's weird. But like I said, I respect the hell out of you, and I'm glad that you said yes. And I'm glad that we're getting to talk again.
Oh man, are you kidding me, Chris? Man, it's a no-brainer, man. It's an honor being here, man. Thank you so much for having me. The Kickback Podcast LA. Are you kidding me, bro? Yeah, man. I remember when you asked me, I was like, "Jeez, man." I didn't hesitate. No hesitation, man, because and I appreciate you saying that, bro, because I have I have to reciprocate that respect to you because you're compared to me, you're a veteran, man, and you've been doing this longer than I have, and you have a great platform. It's a large platform. I respect the hell out of your platform, your podcast. So coming from you saying that, man, it means a lot, bro. So yeah, man, it's great to be here. Like I said, it's an honor, man. So thank you.
Hell yeah, and especially since I've been on your podcast, it was a no-brainer to get you on here. And like I said, the roles are reversed. Now you get to sit back, enjoy the ride. Now I'm in charge. See how this goes.
I know, right? We were talking earlier about this is I haven't done too many guest appearances, so I'm still a rookie. I'm a super rookie on this side of the mic, and we use the same platform, StreamYard, man. So this is kind of funny, man.
You put me onto it, so I gotta give you credit every time. I give you credit for it. Whenever people ask like, "Oh, what do you do?" or "How do you use?" or "What do you use?" I was like, "I use StreamYard," and I was like, "But Andy told me about it. I learned it from him. I'm not afraid to steal shit from anybody." I was like, "But I'll give you credit for it."
Oh yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, you know what? You know who turned me onto it was my cousin Danny, and shout out to him. He does a great podcast. The Last Round.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you're familiar. It's a boxing themed podcast, and he told me about StreamYard. So you know how it's funny how it gets passed on. And it just keeps rolling, man.
Hell yeah. I think I've referred StreamYard to I think every podcast I jump on to, I always mention it. And I'm like, "Oh yeah, Andy told me about it."
Is that right?
Sometimes I'll be like, "Yeah, Andy told me." I thought it was his idea. I was like, I can't take full credit for it.
Hey, go ahead, bro. You deserve it, man. You earned that shit, bro.
But yeah, like you were saying, you've been on some other podcasts. You're starting to get on other people's podcasts a lot more than from when I first met you, or we first even just started interacting on Instagram, which is good. I love seeing, other podcasters jumping on other people's podcasts, especially when I listen to those podcasts and I'm like, oh, hell yeah. Like someone I know is on there, someone I've gotten to talk to. So that's cool. But at the same time, not that those people didn't do an amazing job interviewing you and talking to you. I was like, but there's so much that's been left out on the table. Because remember, it's weird. I don't stalk you, but I do. I support you. So I listen to all those episodes and podcasts you do. And I'm like, oh man, I want to know more about what he just said. And it's just right there. Wow. Like, go back. So I've had little mental notes in my head of like things I do want to bring up, but I feel like you're an interesting guy, and it's like a low key type of interesting where you got like if you ask the right question, you're gonna get a hell of an answer. And I've noticed that where it's like someone might ask a good question, and you'll tell an awesome story about your past or an awesome story, and I'm just like, oh man, like that's another thing I didn't know about Andy. That's another thing I didn't know. So just to go in order, I know you played football in high school,
Mm-hmm.
D-line, right?
Yeah.
And
in college
and in college. And did you play football? Because you were in the Navy as well, right?
Yeah.
Did you play college ball before you went to the Navy or after you went to the Navy?
No, I played. By the way, man, I love that, man. You're a man after my own heart, man. You gotta do your due diligence, right? You gotta research your guest. So
of course.
Kudos to you, bro. Yeah, I played after I got out of the Navy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And I've been curious about this because you've mentioned before, but I haven't really heard you talk too much about being in the Navy, whether it's by choice or just simply because nobody asked. But what'd you do in the Navy? How was that experience? Because well, thank you for your service, but I've always been interested in people who serve, and because you could ask 10 different people and they have like 10 different experiences. So I've always been curious, like how was your stint in the Navy? Like, how did that, first of all, what made you join the Navy?
Well, yeah, man, I great question, man. Great question because I don't get asked that too often, but I went in 1994. I graduated from high school in 1994, and I at the time I was just like, I graduated and I didn't know what the hell I was going to do with my life, man. I wasn't motivated. I wasn't focused. I had no plan. I enrolled at the community college there in Rancho Cucamonga, California, called Chaffey College, right? I had like 2 classes, right? And I go to these classes, man. I think one of them was underwater basket weaving or something, and the other one, shit, I don't know.
Fucking picking daisies 101.
Yeah, right. So I went to these classes. I'm sitting there thinking, I went to like 2 sessions, right? So like basically 2 to 3 weeks I lasted, and I was thinking, man, what the hell, man? I'm not gonna take this seriously. What am I doing? So at that moment I was just like, what am I gonna do, man? Because I can't see myself. I don't want to do this right now. I don't want to go to school right now. I don't want. So, man, I have a cousin, I should say. I'm sorry. My cousin Bernie, shout out. He and another cousin, Art. He was a Marine. Bernie was in the Navy. Art was a Marine. So they kind of had an influence. I was kind of just observing them, and I was like, you know what, man, fuck it, dude. So I just thought, why don't I just do that? Why don't I just go to the Navy? So I don't know, man. I was just very decisive, I was very decisive when it just clicked. I said, you know what, I'm gonna go talk to the recruiter. I went to talk to the recruiter, bro. Next thing you know, I have a date set for to get indoctrinated and go through the process and all the paperwork and stuff in San Diego. And
oh shit.
Yeah, next thing I know, I'm fucking, I'm signed up to leave. I went and did that in July, and then my date was to leave was December 5th, and so I had like 5 months just to chill and fuck around, and,
Yeah.
So but that was part of it, man. I mean, that was the main thing. I should say that I just didn't know what the hell I was gonna do in my life. I figured I'm just gonna go, get something out of it, learn something, maybe learn a trade. They always say learn some discipline.
Yeah.
But I didn't need any of that shit. I wasn't a troublemaker or anything, dude. I just needed some guidance, some focus, something to kind of get my, a kick, a good kick in the ass. So I gave it to myself, and so yeah, that's how that came to be, man. And I was in for 3 years, got out in '97, and then decided, and then had to. Again, I didn't know what the hell wanted to do with myself, but I did want to go to school. I knew that. you know.
Yeah.
And then so I went in 97, decided I'll I want to maybe get in a communications degree and blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Still didn't know what the hell I wanted to do, but at least I was going to school, and then decided to go to and then I started playing football shortly thereafter. So 98 was my first season as a 22-year-old college freshman.
Man, I always give credit to people who have the balls enough to, and ovaries for those women who go out there and like who just sign up and do it, because I am when it comes to that, I'm not afraid to say it. I'm a pussy. I'll be like, nope. I'm like, knowing my luck, a war gets started when I'm in, and then I'm out there, and I was like, no, thank you. So I understand, like, if you really want to get some discipline in your life and some order and some, structure, that's the route to go. Because for a lot of people, some people are forced into that, where it's like, that's their last resort. Like they literally have nothing else to offer the world, or nothing else to just offer themselves, really. And they get kind of forced into that because that's, the last option. Yeah. But for you to choose that route, I'm sure you have, no doubts, just no regrets about, joining. I'm sure, like, what was something that you took away from your time in the Navy?
Well, yeah, definitely, man. One thing I was, I got homesick a lot when I first went in. 18-year-old kid. I think I just psyched myself out more than anything. Finally, like my first few months, being to sea, or at my duty station, which was in Bremerton, Washington. It took me a few months to settle in,
Mm-hmm.
But I took a lot away from it, man. I still have friends, a few friends that we still keep in touch. I got to travel, man. I went to Singapore, Thailand, Hawaii, Hong Kong, and then went to Dubai. I went to Dubai in 1996. I was in Dubai.
Damn.
Yeah, bro. Right before they started building the shit out of it,
Yeah.
It was a huge boom, bro. Right.
Oh, so you just saw like the sand and the hills, and you're like, oh, it's nice.
Exactly.
And then when you leave, then the whole, and that's the spot to be. Like I've seen some of their like videos and pictures where it's like, dude, like that's like Vegas out there. It looks amazing.
Exactly. It looks like a Vegas in another desert, right?
Yeah, and you missed it.
Yeah, pretty much, bro. Shitty timing there, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's when I was there. Like I said, I had to travel. I had to meet new people, meet a lot of people. I learned a lot about myself, man. I learned a lot about. I met people from, probably every single state in the union.
Mm-hmm.
I got to learn people, man. I really got to learn what people, working with them, living with them, personalities, things to watch out for, pros and cons, about people. And so that I took a lot from that, man. Discipline and focus, and then even I got financial benefits now. My kids are going to reap the benefits of that. With
Mm-hmm.
When it comes down to college tuition, they'll have financial assistance with all that. So yeah, man, the military did a lot for me, man. It really did. I took a lot from it. A lot of even buying a house, stuff like that. The college, the GI Bill, for college that I used. So VA benefits now, all kinds of different VA perks. I mean, just I can go camping for $7 anywhere in the state of California. I love to camp, so I take my trailer and get my family freaking gets to take advantage and reap that benefit.
Yeah, they reap the benefits of that, of good old pops putting in that work.
Yeah, bro. So it was a good experience. I mean, I knew going in that I was going to get out. I was just going to do my time and fulfill my obligation. And
so there was no thought of a second term.
No, never, man. No. Even going in, I was just like, I'm going to do this. I'm going to come back home and start my life. And so, yeah, no. I even even
Oh, so
when I went
off
in,
the bat, it was just like, I'm doing this one time, and that's it.
yeah, oh yeah, bro, yeah, there was no doubt about that.
Was
And
there anything that happened where it's like, where it validated your decision, where you're just like, yep, doing this one time?
yeah, like every day that I would wake up in the there's what Navy stands for, right?
I've heard that, like, oh man, go for it. I want to hear it because I forgot so that little joke that some people make.
Yeah, those military, they mess with the letters, and they make an acronym. They make it an acronym. Never again volunteer yourself.
Oh
Navy.
damn, I've never heard that one. Yeah.
Never again volunteer yourself. So people joke around. It's but um, that was so. Yeah, I mean, I just like I said, bro. I knew it was going in. You got to living on a ship is a difficult thing to do. It takes some adjusting to do. It's not, I mean, I shouldn't say it's not like, extremely horrible,
Yeah, there's worse living conditions that people can go through.
Yeah. The thing is, but they are close quarters, that's the one thing. You're literally, your bunks are, probably, I don't know, a foot and a half apart, and then
So if someone breaks wind, everyone's smelling it. Jeez.
Pretty much, bro. So you just got to get very mindful and respectful. Everybody kind of works together. There's that dynamic going on. Everybody's kind of respecting each other's space because everybody's in the same boat. Literally.
I feel like there's that understanding where it's like, all right, guys, we're legit all in this together. So it could be really fun or really fucking bad. Like, so, and I'm here to have at least some type of fun, right?
Right. Exactly, bro. So, yeah, it's just you put up with BS, and there's political stuff, and there's just stuff yeah. It's so that's like I said, man. I knew I was gonna get out, and there was never a second thought about it. But yeah, I fulfilled my obligation, got out, served my country, and so I earned some benefits, man. So that's in a nutshell, how it went down.
It was kind of like, best case scenario. You did your time. You served your country. You were able to travel the world, have stories for the rest of your life, and then now kind of reaping some of those benefits.
Exactly, bro.
Would you encourage like more people to do it, to enlist, and whether, to just be more specific, like the Navy, since that was your experience?
Would I encourage others to join the Navy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. As opposed to like, I mean, it depends. So here's the thing, though, man. If that's a goal that they have, they want to go. I'm not gonna shoot anybody's dream or goal down. Everybody goes into the military for, I mean, shit. Infinite amount of reasons, right? Everybody has their own reason why. Most people. I think we're there on. Yeah, I mean, obviously they all volunteered, right? But under different circumstances.
Some people were voluntold. Even though you're 18 and you get to make your own decisions. Sometimes it's kind of like a family thing where it's decided by birth. When you turn 18, you're going. Some 17. They get those parents. Sign those papers and say, take them away.
Yeah, exactly, bro. And some are there, court ordered. Hey, either you take this or you go to jail. So
either 3 years in jail, 3 or 4 years in jail, or 3 or 4 years in the military.
Military, yeah. So which one? I think a very high percentage of those will take that other option. So, but yeah, man. Like I said, I think I would tell anyone, yeah, man. Hey, you want to go in the Navy? That's a great choice. Here's some tips. You have any questions, anything I can help you with going in, whatever. Yeah, let me know. Ask me, but yeah, I think I would be, I would definitely be supportive of someone, man. And but if they ask me, hey, should I do it or not? That's a different story, bro.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like I said, I like growing up, and I've had family members obviously serve in the military, and I don't know. It was just something in my head that always told me, that route isn't for me, and it isn't. It isn't for everyone. But uh, I don't know. Still, a part of me feels like if because there are some countries where it's like, hey, everyone is forced to do it. Everyone has to serve their country. I want to say maybe Japan. There's that law where it's like, hey, everyone is going to serve whether you
Yeah.
like it or not. And I don't think that's a bad idea. If
I
if
don't.
that were to be a thing in the United States, where um, because then everyone, literally everyone, has that bond where it's
Yep.
like you and I feel like it would solve a lot of problems that we have today, where you go in a situation and you leave, and you're walking around every day, people knowing that, hey, you served, I served, we have that in common, and we can both respect each other for that.
Yep. Exactly. Not only that, man. You go through you go through a certain training, right? You learn certain ethics and values and certain you do. I mean, you go through all that type of training, right? And I don't think that would be a bad thing. There's people out there that including myself, right? That needed to learn, things how to be, things about humanity and etiquette and life, and they teach you everything, man. Hygiene,
Oh yeah.
they go through all that. They give you instructions on how to brush your teeth, how to properly take a shower. When you go to boot camp, they teach you all that stuff, man.
How
And
to, wait, how to brush your teeth?
yeah, give you instruct exactly. I
So
know. That's how.
so what is it? Mama showed you wrong. This is how you really do it. Like is it like the more efficient way to do it? Like that's
I mean,
crazy.
it's just a practical instruction, front, back, side,
You know what?
upside
That's true,
down,
because there
brush
are some
your
people who don't know how to brush right. Where it's like, you brushed your teeth this morning? Yeah, I don't think you did.
head. Yeah, right. I know. I know.
Huh?
So yeah, I mean, exactly, bro. How to take a shower. How to fold your clothes, how to make your bed. These are all skills, that they teach you, man. And some people never learn that, how to properly learn that type of stuff, man. And I don't know about you, man, but I've always said, man, you meet um when you meet someone, when you truly meet you truly get to know how somebody is, the essence of a person is two things, right? When you live with them and when you do business with them, and when
Mm-hmm.
I've lived with some people that, man, dude, they can't even keep their bedroom clean. For me, that bothers me, man. I have to be somewhat tidy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So had they gone through the military, had we all gone through the military, so to learn that type of stuff, yeah, man. But that's
it's
a good
not gonna
point.
hurt anyone. It could only help, really. Think about it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. So, but yeah, man, I think that's an interesting point, man. There's lots of countries out there, yeah, that have a law that you have to do a minimum of 2 years or whatever, whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I remember a story about a UFC fighter, and it might have been him being a. I want to say it was the Korean Zombie. I'm forgetting his real name, but that was his name as like in UFC. Where he was going, moving up in the ranks, and then he got that call where it's like, hey, you delayed that process for so many years. Now you really got to go, and he went, and I remember it was about 2 years, and he came back, and luckily for him, he didn't miss a beat, but he did it with no hesitation. Where it's just like when you grow up in that environment where it's like, hey, everybody, you know, does that civic duty, I guess you could call it, and he didn't hesitate. It was pretty crazy to see. I can't imagine, something like that here. Like people be bitching and moaning and
Oh,
trying to get lawyers involved, and I don't want to go. Like, be crazy.
yeah, man. It's an interesting, thing, because yeah, the politics get involved and all that. It's just crazy, man. But yeah, I would totally be in favor of, doing 2 years. making that a requirement. But they have the what is that? The selective service where you have to kind of register with the with that particular organization, right? That in case there's a draft or whatever, then they have you on file.
Oh yeah,
so that you do have to do, right, when you turn 18, I think, right? Selective service thing.
Oh yeah. I remember when I was 18, I was like, I saw that little letter. I was like, oh my, does that mean I'm going? I don't want to sign anything right now. I was all scared, and then that's when you they have your address, and then that's when it's like the Marines, Army, you get all this in the mail.
Yep.
I was like, my mom looked at me. She's like, "You're not signing shit. Like, throw those away." I was like, "All right." I was like, "Yes, mom."
Dude, you bring up your mom, man, because my mom, man, bless her heart, bro, because she was not having it, bro.
Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like, how was it with your parents? Were they? I would assume not very happy with your decision, maybe.
Not too many people were, bro. My mom, because when I graduated high school, I was 17. My birthday's in October, so
Okay, yeah, mine's July, so I was like 1 month off when I graduated. Yeah,
exactly, right. So I told my mom, she had, not only did she have to approve of my, she had to physically go and to the recruiting office and sign off, dude. Because I was a minor. So for
I'm sure as a parent, that's rough.
Yeah, and she did it, bro. Because you know why? Because she knew that's what I wanted. What I wanted, So more power to her, man. She could have said, you know what? No, she could have stood her ground and fought me on it. But she was, she was disagreeing about it. She didn't disagree, or I'm sorry, she didn't agree with me on it. She was opposed to it, of course, man. But in the end, she went and signed off, and that was it, bro. But you know what, man? I remember I still remember the day I left to the Navy, bro. That was a somber ass fucking morning because I knew I was leaving, and I saw the look on my mom's face. I couldn't even look at her, man.
I can't imagine. I can't imagine. It's like you breaking your own mom's heart, pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah. Like voluntarily or purposely, almost. Fuck. I'm causing her this grief right now, this anguish. Fuck. So you start having second thoughts, and fuck,
it was like too late. The boat's off the dock. You're gone,
dude. So, but yeah, that was hard, man. That part was hard for me. But credit to my mom though, man. She had my back, but yeah, that's interesting period of time in my life, man. And going to the Navy, man, and like you said, bro, not everybody can do it, man. People go, they'll fake they'll fake injuries, they'll fake they'll make stuff up, get out, man, to get themselves out. That happens, so people man, it's not for everybody.
It isn't, but I think at the same time, people, like I said, if everyone did it, everyone would have a better appreciation for each other. But out of curiosity, I don't know how old your kids are, but have any of them had any interest in the military at all?
Well, my son just turned 19 yesterday, bro.
Oh, happy birthday to him.
Yeah, Renee. Shout out to Renee. Thank you, man. He's actually he goes to Northern Arizona University. He's on a football scholarship.
There it is. What position do you play?
He's playing ball, bro. He's a running back, bro.
Ooh,
Mexican running back. How about that?
Hey, just give the brown guy the ball.
That's right. That's
pretty dope. Did he play this season?
Well, dude.
Because how did that go?
They are slated to play a 6-game season beginning February 27th, I think, 26th or 27th. So they're scheduled to play, man. They're a 6-game season with the conference championship and everything. I don't know if they're going to do playoffs because Northern Arizona plays in the FCS, which they have a 16-game playoff system at the end of the season. They don't have bowls, right, as opposed to bowl games. So I don't know. I don't know if they're doing playoffs. But he unfortunately sustained an injury. Yeah, man, heartbreaker, bro. And he he was playing. He was getting reps with the first team, first and second string, bro.
I hate
True
hearing those
freshman.
stories.
Yeah, yeah. He had surgery on December 3rd. Repaired the ACL. He had a surgery with the Dr. Neil Trashe. Oh my goodness, I'm misspelling his last name. Neil Trashe. He does. He works on all the Dodgers. He does all the professional athletes. My son's been in there. He's seen some other players. He's Saquon Barkley was in there
Oh
getting
man,
rehab. Yeah, he saw Joe
suffered the same
Burrow.
injury, right?
What's that?
They all suffered the same injury, like
Also-
ACL, MCL on that knee, right?
Yep, exactly, bro. So my son's kind of like, hey, daddy, Saquon Barkley's in here right now, or Joe Burrows. There's another player he said he was talking to a lot, a linebacker from the Jacksonville Jaguars, and he would have a conversation with him.
Probably Miles Jack. I think it was Miles Jack that maybe hurt himself.
It might have been Miles Jack. You're right, man. It was Jacksonville, yeah, and he's out here in LA, at that rehab center. Got the surgery there, and then now they're rehabbing. But anyways, man, but yeah, my son, he's gonna miss this season, unfortunately, and he gets to come, but he still gets to keep all his years, man. He doesn't get, he's gonna
That's
take
true, right?
yeah, that's only gonna be good for him, man, because he's still growing, bro. He really is still growing. Every time I see him, he's getting taller, so we'll see what happens, man.
How did that come about when because like when you, especially like for parents, when they put their kids in sports, it's like, oh, my hijo's the best. He's number one. Where it's like, no, man, like he's not number one. Like he is riding the pine pony for the longest, for the rest of the season. But at what age did you realize where it's like, you look at the mom and be, hey, we might have produced some good genes here.
I know, right? Yeah, with my son, I think when he played, honestly, man, when he was like 8,
It's just a different, right? It's
yeah,
just different. I remember because I coach, middle school sports. I coach football,
right,
basketball. So, there comes like, and, I'm in the area where, it's a lot of Mexican kids who, they love the sport, they love, playing, and but there's just that other level that we
yeah,
might go up against where it's like, oh yeah, that kid's a real deal.
right.
I am
Yeah,
not blessed to have a lot of those kids, but every now and then you do see those kids where it's like, hey man, if you keep your head on the right track, you might actually, get a free education out of this.
exactly. And you're over in Whittier, right? If I'm not
Yeah,
mistaken. Yeah, man. Well, my son he went to Los Altos right there, bro, right over the hill, man.
he
And
went to Los Altos. Really?
yeah, 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 and
Damn, that's crazy.
yeah, they played Lucerna, bro, in the last Lucerna beat him in the second round of CIF his senior year. And so, anyways, you're at Whittier Lucerna, as you know. I know you're familiar.
Yeah.
So yeah, man. Yeah, exactly. When you see a kid, I coached myself. I coached 5 years of high school football. I coached my son for, I think 5 or 6 years during his youth sports, stints. And
Mhm.
yeah, when you see a kid, you just know, man, it's a different level. The footwork, the coordination, it just pops.
Speed or strength or when
Yeah,
athleticism, it's just different.
exactly. It just stands out, bro. But so yeah,
Is
man. Go ahead. Go ahead.
is he has he been enjoying his despite the injury obviously, but has he been enjoying his college experience?
Yeah, he's kind of bummed out, with all this with the COVID and everything, because he got out there in July, early of July,
Mm-hmm.
and he would tell me, Dad, it's just it kind of, he was kind of you know
Hesitant.
skeptical, and yeah, because the whole COVID thing was just putting a damper on things. The students were out there. He wanted to get out there and live the college life.
Oh, yeah.
And it put a damper on everything. And I just told him, hey, hang in there. Everything's gonna be fine, man. And so from that standpoint, he was kind of bummed out. That's understandable. But he was doing well in football. He was liking football. He was, like I said, working with the first team, second team, and but he but he's gonna be fine, man. He's gonna be fine, you know. And so that, you know, that's where we're at right now.
Yeah, well, things happen for a reason, and I'm sure you know some guys, you know, when they go through rehab, you know, they end up leaving better than what they went in. Where like because they just put in so much work into their body, you know, they end up in better shape than the one they came in. So I'm sure, you know, he's putting in some hard work right now with rehab and stuff. So I'm sure he'll be good.
Oh, absolutely, great point, Chris. Yeah, man, he's yeah, you see it all the time. They come back even better and stronger, faster, and so yeah, he's been very he's progressing really well, man, with his knee, and it's really nice to see that, you know, because remember, yeah. So yeah, we're just gonna keep grinding, pushing forward. That's all we can do, man. That's all we can do.
Yeah. Well, all right. Back to Pops when in your heyday. So after you went to Navy, decided to go to school. At what point where it was like, you know, maybe I try out for the football team, or was it, you know, maybe you had a tryout, or you maybe you knew someone, knew a coach, you know, how'd that come about?
Chris, I don't know what you're talking about, bro. My heyday, I can still play, man. I can get out there right now.
You still suit up on Sundays if you want, right?
That's
you can get after the quarterback.
Oh, dude, you kidding me?
Just look at Aaron Donald. You can do it too, right?
Huh?
You just look at Aaron Donald for the Rams. You can do it too.
Oh, dude, piece of cake, man. Piece of cake, shit, you know. But you know, that's a great question, because I know the exact moment that happened, bro. That when I said I'm gonna go back and play, man. I'm gonna go back and play, you know, because you know when I in my junior year of high school, I missed the last 4 games of the season because of disciplinary. I got in a fight. It was stupid, right? My senior year, I got hurt like middle part of the season, so I missed like 3-4 games. So those are my 2 varsity seasons, right? Yeah. So I always in high school, I always felt like I always felt a void, you know. I didn't have closure when it came to football. I was like, man, had I stayed healthy, had I not gotten kicked off the team, you know, blah blah blah. So I still had that.
I laugh because I played baseball in high school, and when you say you didn't have that closure, I knew the exact moment when I had closure was when I saw like a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. I was like, "Yep, that is not for me." Like that was way too fucking fast.
Are you serious? Where was that?
I played at Montebello High School, and we were playing. I forgot who we were playing, but this pitcher comes out, and all I see is, you know, scouts, and I was like, so who's this guy? I'm like, oh yeah, this guy might get drafted this year. I was like, oh my god, like
who was it? Was it a big name?
I honestly can't remember his name right off the top of my head. I was always that guy that like didn't give a fuck about names. Like I was just like, that guy's getting drafted. I was like, holy shit. I was like, let me see. So I go up to bat, just standing there like at 5'7", and this guy's like 6'3" already. And I was like, oh my god, that was fucking fast.
Holy
I was like, the next pitch that comes, I'm just gonna swing and see what happens. And I just swung, and by the grace of God, I made contact, and I was like, oh my god, I just got a piece of like a 90-something mile an hour fastball. That's the end of my life right there. It was you know, it was fucked up, and I blame the pitcher because he was throwing so hard. Threw my hands out. I hit a line drive rocket in the center field, like right center, because I'm a lefty. Center fielder decides to do a fucking ESPN top play and dives and makes one of the best catches I've ever seen in my 4 years of high school baseball. I was like, great. I hit a 90-mile-an-hour fastball, and this fucking guy just robbed it. Now we have a center fielder who might be getting drafted too after all this guy. Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, hey, but that's got to feel pretty good, man. You had a nice sharp line drive off a future pro. You know?
Yeah. I remember going back to the dugout. Even the guys were like, hey, good job. I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, I can't feel my hands, but yeah, it was good.
I know, man. I hear you. Yeah, I grew up playing baseball too, man. That would have been too much for me.
Yeah, no kidding. So back to when you were saying you knew the exact moment when you were about to play. So how'd that come about?
So yeah, like I said, man, I never had closure, right? So when I got out of the Navy, I came, like I said, earlier, '97. I went to Rancho Cucamonga High School, you know,
Mhm.
in here in SoCal, right, in the Inland Empire. Went there, so I came home, and my friend of the family was playing, so I was real supportive. Hey, I'm an alumni, blah blah blah. And in the years after I left the high school, they continued to win, and they started to develop a tradition.
Mhm.
So I was like, man, I'm gonna go check out Rancho, check out the team, check out my buddy. And so I was down in Vista High School. I don't know if you're familiar, down there in the North San Diego County area,
Hmm.
Vista, San Marcos out there.
Okay.
Vista High School. Went to watch my old high school play down there, man. And it was during that time, during that game, bro. I was like, fuck, man, watching these kids play, and I'm like, dude, I'm gonna go back and play, man. I'm gonna go fucking play, because I was just watching them play, and it was just, I realized like, oh wow,
Mhm.
I still have the urge. I still want to play. I can still play. I have the opportunity. I better seize this opportunity to play because I'm single. I'm 20 years old, 21. I'm like, I'm gonna go back and play, man. Fuck it. And I told my friend, man, I was like, dude, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go play, man. I'm gonna go to Chaffey College. I'm gonna go talk to the coach, and that's it, man. That's it. I'm gonna play. So yeah, I think it was that was the fall of '97. And I think shortly thereafter, I went to talk to the football coach, Coach Carl Beach. Shout out to Coach Beach at Chaffey College.
Mhm.
And like, so he told me, yeah, man, hey, we'd love to have you. So he laid out, he laid it all out, the expectations, blah blah blah, is what workout schedule, everything, right, the program. So next thing you know, I'm working out that spring of '98. And just handling business, bro. Just pumping the iron, conditioning, working out, going to school. That was it, man.
That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah. So that was the moment, man. That was definitely the moment, and it was crazy, man. Because yeah, I was like, man, I got the opportunity. I'm gonna take it.
Oh yeah, definitely. And there's so many stories of people don't who get that opportunity and they just don't pounce on it and they don't act upon it, and then they spend the rest of their life like, oh man, I wish, or I could have done it, or and then they have that doubt in their mind, and that just ends up not being a healthy lifestyle, just always thinking about it.
Yeah, yeah, exactly, man. Living with regrets, and now I can look back and say, man, I'm so freaking glad I did that.
And then once again, friends, memories, that live on for a lifetime.
Exactly, bro. Exactly. Yeah, I had friends. I don't know if you saw my buddies that came on the podcast.
I watched
Uh,
those that 3-part
yeah,
episode where first one was a coach, right, and then the next two were with your old teammates, right?
first one was with my teammates, and then the
Oh, okay, I
two
got the package.
subsequent were coaches. But yeah, hey, man, thanks for remembering that, man. Yeah, that's great. So those buddies, those are all my college buddies, man, college teammates, those that I still to this day keep in touch with, and but yeah, like you said, memories, experiences, bro, that you never replace, man. College was, I coming out of Chaffey College, I got a full ride to Cal State Northridge, and I was on full scholarship, man. You kidding me, bro? What
Oh
an
yeah.
experience, man. Yeah, that was what a blessing, man, and great experience. Yeah, I got to travel, play football, go to school. I mean, you can't beat that, man. That's what I was telling my son, like, dude, that's this experience for you. I'm so jealous, man. I'm grateful, but I'm jealous too because I know the fun you're about to embark on, and
Oh yeah.
so yeah, and there were those moments where he's like, "Dad, I hate this COVID crap," and nobody's here. Like, Renee, dude, life could be so much worse, man. You're on full ride scholarship right now, so
But at the same time, for him, it's like you're living in history. There's not that many athletes who've had to experience what he's experiencing. So he's like in his own little group of, his own, nostalgia, where it's like let's say 10, 15 years down the line, you look back and you say, man, I did something that, I had to live through something that no other, college athlete had to go through. And on top of it off, I was, had to come off of surgery, and it's crazy. It's a crazy storyline for him. And I'm sure there's other guys out there that are going through the same thing, but yeah, like for him, this is a memory. Like, hey, you guys, remember when we had to do Zoom meetings instead of actually meeting in person, and all sorts of different stuff.
Oh wow, bro! Absolutely. It's definitely gonna be a year to remember. And these experiences, all this stuff is they're part of the process, the growth. They're shaping him, and they're molding him. But yeah, it's on so many levels, bro. It's unbelievable, man.
So what about after football, after school? What did you end up doing after that? You maybe in between, because I know, you tried to go the that acting route.
Yeah.
But what about, was there anything in between that, or was it kind of just like after school, then you kind of just jumped in and fell into that type of world as well?
Yeah, after I graduated from college, man, again, I look back and I think how foolish I was, man, because I never really put together a plan for myself. Like I didn't identify what I really wanted to do. I knew I wanted to be in this world. That I did know. So I wasn't completely negligent,
You're just walking around like, what's going on?
Yeah, I wasn't aimlessly just exactly. My son was born my senior year in college, bro. January of my senior year, and so I knew I had to, I had. I knew I was gonna I had to take care of him, right? As soon as I graduated, I was gonna have to take care of him and do what I had to do, and
kind of gives you another sense of direction, right?
Yeah, exactly, man. Exactly. So, I wanted, my goal was to stay in LA, somewhere and pursue, radio, pursue, uh, acting or television or something in that world, and whatever it looked like, working for, Universal Studios, Sony, Paramount Pictures, whatever, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So my son was born, and I moved in with his mom, and that was kind of, I took a kind of a detour, that was another thing. I should have been a little bit more, looking back now, hindsight's 2020, right? Like they say.
Yeah.
I could have been a little bit more, firm, and been like, you know what, no, I'm gonna pursue what I want to pursue. I can still be a father to my son. I can still that's not going to change. He's always going to be my son. I'm still going to want to, be in his life and
love him, take care of him, everything.
Yeah, all those things. But hey, it didn't work out like that. So, which is, fast forward to 2 years ago, where, this is why one of the reasons I got into podcasting. So.
Mm-hmm.
And was to get back into the world and again, not have any regrets and be like, I'm gonna give this a shot, I'm gonna give it a shot. So, but yeah, that's so like I said, I went into I just so I went in. I got my first job out of college was I couldn't find a damn job, man.
Really?
Yeah, I couldn't find it again. Lack of being prepared, and not having a plan, not having to go up. My first job, I did what I did work at. It was Staff Pro. I don't know if you're familiar with that company. They do like concert security. They wear the blue jacket.
Oh yeah. There's different companies, but yeah, I've heard of that one. Yeah.
Yeah, right. You remember you snuck into Dodger Stadium, and
doesn't matter which blue, yellow, whatever vest you wear, I'm gonna find my way in.
That's right, bro. I think about that sometimes. Like, man, I can get into this concert right here, bro, and just throw on pretend I'm a staff pro, and just wear the getup. The khakis, the white shirt, and the blue polo.
Had the blueprint right there.
There you go, bro, and
just walk with confidence.
Yep, just walk with the crowd, bro. Just with the sheep. And
Mhm.
so that was my first job doing concert security, man. Then I got into sales, started doing selling water filters, man. Walking door to door, bro, door to door,
That's a
selling water.
hustle.
Yeah, I was hustling, bro,
A
hustling,
lot
man.
of a lot of doors slamming in your face, I'm sure.
Yeah,
A lot
absolutely,
of
bro.
get the fuck out of my face right now.
Yep, literally. Yeah, I got that.
Yeah.
I got that. And so yeah, that was coming out of college. But I took the job, man. I had to do something, man. I had to do something.
Mhm.
So,
Excuse me. So when when you did get into your, that acting bug, how did you go about it? Like, because again, there's no really like a blueprint into like getting into certain things. Like there's no well, now you look at it, you can type one thing and you'll have like fucking acting for dummies or how to get into Hollywood. Like you have all these videos and all these different things. But I'm sure when you were trying to do it at your age, you didn't have that benefit of like going online, looking at YouTube clips on, hey, maybe do this, or going online and finding emails and phone numbers of you know agencies and stuff like that. How did you go about it?
yeah, yeah. And my love for acting stemmed from you know being a kid, being young. I took a couple acting classes in college. I always wanted to do it, right? But basically, it's rather simple to get into, man. There's this big uh, background. They call it, working as an extra background agency, casting agency. Oh my gosh, Central Casting in
Hmm.
Burbank. I mean, yeah, you can go there, literally go and take a picture, and you're on file. They have you on file to be background.
leave leave your info and they
Yeah,
give you a
yeah,
call.
they have you file. So yeah, so basically they give you a hotline to call, and then jobs post every day with the description, right? Looking for hot young male, 20, mid 20, early 20s. So that would be my cue every time, right? Hot young. No, I'm just kidding. Um,
Hey,
so,
I saw the MADTV one. You were
oh yeah,
what do they say? A strapping young lad.
yeah, yeah. It was. I played Jose Canseco, bro.
Yeah, I watched the clip and I was because
What you
I
think,
remember you
man?
brought it up and then it was weird because it was like a random day and I saw your post that you had and then I was like, oh man, I remember he said that he was a Mad TV. So I was like looking it up, and it's pretty easy to find. And I was like, all right, let's see this. Where is he? And then I see you standing on the bench, right? You had your
Yeah,
foot on the bench, and
yeah.
I was like, hey, that was pretty good.
Oh, thanks, man. What'd you think, bro?
Uh, you nailed it, man.
Oh, thanks, man. So much rehearsal in that for those
That
three
you had to
seconds,
stretch,
man.
right? You had to get those hamstrings loose, and
That's right.
you
That's
don't want
right,
to
dude.
cramp up on set, right?
Acting chops right there, bro. And yeah, yeah. So so I was doing the central casting thing, and I did like I was telling you, we talked about it in the other episode with Mega Man. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. I did gosh, The West Wing, How I Met Your Mother, a few other
Yeah,
shows. Did some independent shows, and then they put on a casting call for so through that, man, I was getting gigs through that, and then I did a couple, like I said, independent student films and stuff like
you're trying to
that.
meet people, trying to get your foot in the door, trying to talk to
Yeah,
people. Some people. It's a weird business to be in. You kind of got to weasel your way in some way somehow, or else you're just that. Yeah, it's just that other guy. You got to kind of get yourself out there and talk to people.
absolutely, man. Absolutely. Talk about networking, right? The epitome of networking. I did it for like, I did it heavily for like 3 months in like '05, right? And I was kind of in between jobs, so I was just doing that and kind of, but I couldn't really sustain that. I didn't. I
Oh
mean,
well, yeah.
I could have. If I really wanted to pursue it, I probably I could have. I could have moved back in with my mom and hey, whatever. You know, but it just didn't pan out that way. I had to take care of my son. I had responsibilities and
Hmm.
um, so yeah, it went in a different direction and But ever since then, I was like, man, I got to find a way to get back into this world somehow, and again, that's podcasting came into play.
Yeah, and for a lot of people, like the story that your story is, I'm sure that there's other people out there who have gone through the same thing, and shoot them, like I said before, they shoot themselves in the foot thinking about, oh, we could have done it, could have done this or that, but you had the courage enough to just say, hey, I'm gonna give it another crack and see what happens, because like that cliche thing where it's like age is just a number, but it's true.
Yep.
Like it doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't matter, whether you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 years old. Have at it. You never know what's gonna happen.
Absolutely, man. I was talking to my guest, uh, John Whitaker. He's out of London, England. He's like, he's got to be in his late 40s. We were talking about that. Yeah, man. He's done. He went back and did. He started producing music and did making short films, and he's got some really cool stuff. It's on YouTube, and we're talking about just that, man. Yeah. It's never too late, man. Age is just a number, right? You always hear it. It sounds cliche, man, but it's true. It's true. It really is, man.
Yeah.
Everybody has their own life, man. One life to live, and it's up to you, man, if how you're gonna live it, man. Because nobody else is living it. It's yours, So,
exactly. Yeah.
So,
at the end of the day, when you lay your head on that pillow, it's only you to blame, really. If you decided not to do a certain thing, or you decided to go this route or that route, it's on you. And there's some people that can't accept that. There's some people out there who, it's the world's fault. It's everyone else's fault but mine. But I'm glad to see that there's more. Despite some people, everybody and their mom has podcasts, but only the people who have the true passion for it continue it, because there might be 1 million or 1 billion podcasts out there, but I guarantee you only half of them are actually consistently putting out episodes. Because I can go through so many podcasts on my Instagram where it's like, a random post pops up and it's like, hey, we're back. And I looked at their last post and it was like 2019, or I was like, you're back? What do you mean you're starting over? That's what you're doing. Because a whole year went by and you're expecting people, you're not fucking Kevin Hart that could take a year off and come back and be like, I'm back, and everyone's just dying and waiting for your return. That's not the case, people. Like, I could be gone right now and take a year off. Guess what? When I come back, I'm back to zero.
Yep. A great point, man. Great point. It's I've seen people that I follow, and like, what happened to that podcast? You start thinking like, hey, what happened to him, or what? And then you look at their page or their last post. I was like, oh, like 6 months ago. Like, damn, what happened?
Yeah.
No, but yeah, you definitely got to stay consistent, man. Because jeez, man, you get left behind and forgotten.
Yeah, and I feel like for the people who truly, truly enjoy podcasting and truly enjoy, the conversation aspect of it, as I'm sure you do and I do, and all these other podcasters that we communicate with. For me, and I'm sure for you as well, there's something about podcasting. There's something about having that conversation and talking that it's relieving. It's something that I can get my mind focused on and forget about. Everyone has negative things that have gone on in their life, especially this past year. And doing the podcast has helped me and has helped, even the guys that I do the kickback with, where it's, all of us have gone through some shitty things this past year, but the one thing that we were able to, lay our hat on and rely on was each other, and doing the podcast and getting our mind off of fucking 2020 and in our little bubble for that 60, maybe for that 1 hour, 2 hours. There was a couple 3 hours where it was just, hey man, this is this is our own little world for the next couple hours, and there's no COVID in this world of podcasting. We're just having fun, bullshitting, talking. So I feel like for some people it's therapeutic.
Yeah.
I'm sure it is for you as well.
That's the word I was going to use, man. I was going to say that. And it's all, for me, it's an escape, it's another world, man. It really is. You get to come here and talk to someone that you really genuinely want to talk to and learn, and basically, man, perform too, because we are performing, man. We got to be engaging, we got to be entertaining, we got to be interesting, man, or there's no audience, there's no point, which we could do this without an audience, obviously, but we take pride in what we do. You and I take pride, and we share that same goal or intention, where we want to be good, we want to perform, we want to create a good podcast. We care about the content that we create, that means a lot to us, as opposed to some people just, I'm just doing this for fun, and which is cool too. I mean, that's fine, it's a hobby, more power to you, right?
And there are people that
that
are doing it for fun, but they're doing it consistently. So it's like, all right, you're doing it for fun, but you're still taking it serious enough to the point where you're still doing it every once a week, or
exactly,
some people do once every other week, which is okay too, but at least they're doing it. And you kind of you touched on something that I think is extremely important, and that word entertain, or entertainer, entertaining, it is extremely important. And some people kind of forget about that, and they think like, oh no, they're going to hear my pretty voice, or they're going to see my pretty face, and that's all they need to do. And they'll come back every single week. Not exactly. And, I've learned that the hard way. I'm sure other people have learned, that you're trying to capture, as much as I enjoy doing this, and as much as I enjoy the fact that there's people listening.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that feeling that's like, oh man, look at these last 10 podcasts. They keep going up and up and up. That means people are liking it, people are coming back, and people are enjoying themselves as much as I'm enjoying myself doing it.
Yeah.
And there's some people who say, fuck the listeners, this is for me, this is all for me. I'm gonna be eating on the mic, I'm gonna be forgetting what I say and having dead air and just making this so not entertaining for anyone to come back. And I think that's what people forget, is that you need to be somewhat entertaining. Like, give me something. Like, give me a reason to come back to listen to you, right?
Yeah, you hit it on the head, Chris. But to each his own, right? If somebody's goal or intention is to have fun, and they're not really doing it to grow the podcast or for the sake of having listeners, people, they're just on a different level, right?
Oh, yeah. Then you do it however the fuck you want to do it. Because it's literally just for you, and you're just doing it because you want to kill time. You want to have fun.
Yeah. You and I we're on different levels, but that's a great point you bring up, man. I never really thought about that, but some people are just, I think the majority, though, when it comes down to it, right, when the rubber,
it's the road.
I think most people take pride in their podcast. They want listeners. Their intention is to grow it, and that's I think the majority, right? And then you have these other podcasts that are on the books talking about the numbers and the data and stuff. Like you said, there's over 1 million podcasts on the books, but most of, I think I would say over 50% of them are just on the books. Maybe you get a group of drunk college girls, hey, let's do a podcast, let's do it, and they put together a podcast. They register themselves, they get on whatever, Anchor or whatever, and they do 3 episodes, and then
Anchor makes it way too easy for people to do it. It's so crazy. Like, I remember before Anchor, I feel so old saying it, but I'm not even that old. Like, before Anchor came out, I was like scratching my head over, how the fuck am I going to put this out here? Like, I have no idea. I'm not an engineer. I've never gone to school for this shit. Like, I was like panicking. I was like, I got these fucking 3 episodes here. I don't know how to upload it. I don't know what I'm doing. And then
Oh,
Anchor comes out and it's like, oh, just two little buttons, beep, boop, boop, and your podcast.
yeah, I can
Like,
do it over my phone. Oh, my iPhone here. Yeah, let's do it. Literally everything on the phone. Which is how I started, bro. So I'm like thinking, oh, this is all you need to do. I got
oh,
my podcast right here, the palm
it's
of
a
my hand.
lifesaver, especially for people who aren't like, those audio engineers that, went to school or went to, this
Yeah,
training of how to do shit.
editing.
It makes it so easy. And the editing part is the one area that I'm like, I'm not even going to touch because I enjoy having that normal conversation. And if you flub a word, if I flub a word, if we can't think of a person's name, there's no need to, pause and edit it out. Like, it's, fuck, we forgot the name. Like, that's it. It's that simple. So I enjoy that aspect of it, especially, and it's not that I'm lazy because there are some, I want to say maybe a handful, 3 or 4 episodes that I've actually had to go back and edit because maybe a guest, slipped up and said something they shouldn't say, or they slipped up and revealed, some business that shouldn't be out there. So there's been a very few amount, like a handful of, situations where I've had to edit, but that's one aspect that I enjoy being able to tell the listeners what you hear is what you get. Like whatever you hear on this episode is literally, what we did. Like there's
Yeah.
no like 10 minutes taken away
Yep.
because we fucked up. Like, no, you're gonna hear our screw ups, you're gonna hear our mess ups, you're gonna hear, some words might not be pronounced properly. Who knows? It doesn't matter.
Raw and uncut, man. It is non-edited, uncensored. So yeah, that's a great aspect, man, of doing it. And you go, you go live at all, or you just pre-record?
So I've done a couple where like I've done
Yeah.
live. I enjoy it. I enjoy the thrill of it because that's how I started. I
Yeah.
legit started like, all right, hey guys, you're going into this booth, and there's a bunch of mics and a bunch of knobs and buttons. Don't fucking touch that button, and the only button you got to press is this red button, and that means everybody can hear you. So don't screw it up. And that nervous energy of just like, all right, here we go. What I say right here is final. This is law right here. Like I'm ready and go. So there's an aspect of doing live shows or live episodes and live conversations that are enjoyable. Obviously, this one's not live, but maybe in the future we'll do some more live ones. But there's a different feeling to live, especially when you can see comments, you can see interactions with people in the comment section, people talking, and people adding to it. I like that, but at the same time, for me, it's sometimes a distraction where it's like it depends what kind of podcast I want. Like if I want to have an interactive episode where I'm talking to people and we're talking, you and I are talking to people on that are watching and listening, then that's cool. But if I want to have it more personable and heart to heart or one on one, then I like to just do it how we're doing it right now, which is taking that aspect out of it.
For sure. And come to think of it, man, I haven't done I haven't hosted, I should say, a non-live show in quite some time. Probably, yeah, it's been since I want to say March, almost a year now, since I haven't hosted a live show. But like I was telling you off the air, I'm doing some things and making some adjustments on the format, visually. So with the podcast, so we'll see what I'm going to change that up maybe and do some things, and so it's kind of play with trial and error, and but yeah, we'll see where that goes. And because when you have I think a little bit more, you can edit, you could add all your effects, do everything post production, and whereas live you can still do a lot of that, but I think you're limited on certain aspects of maybe you want to in post production, right?
Yeah, because like right when you press end on a live, that's it. It's up,
Yep.
and that's it's out there. Whereas like now, like let's say we record something, I can maybe add a little intro in the beginning, or maybe add something at the end, or
Yep.
cut a promo or ad in the middle if I wanted to. But yeah,
Exactly.
I think that's why I enjoy Instagram. You have that ability to go live and interact with people, which I see you doing. I see you live, in the morning sometimes. There's
Yeah.
been some times where where I'm at work and I'm with a class and I have like so I do PE, so we're like, I'm showing them a video or I'm showing them this or that, or we're doing an exercise and I get that little notification like Profile Pod TV live. And I'm like doing it, I'm looking, and I'll look down and I'm like, all right, everybody, yeah, kids, keep going, keep going. And I like grab my phone and I'm just like watching and kind of listening. And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh yeah. So there's been times where you haven't been in my class, but you're part of my class sometimes. And I'm just like listening. And I've had somebody like, what are you listening to? Like, don't worry about it. Keep doing the push-ups.
Yeah.
Like extra
Uh,
10 push-ups for you for
Jumping
being
jacks. One,
a nosy
2,
ass kid.
3. Hey, I'm glad I could be of service, man. I'm just a public servant, bro. I'm just
Yeah.
serving the people, man. And I'm glad I could entertain you during those PE, classes. But yeah, going live is fun on Instagram, man. And I mean, everything, all of this, man. It's all fun, right? It's just different, just a different type of fun, a different type of dynamic, and uh, but we'll see what happens here in the near future with other formats
Mhm.
on my podcast.
So what have out of curiosity, and I feel like I haven't really, and I was talking to my co-hosts on the kickback, like the guys, and it was about a few weeks ago, and we're sitting doing the podcast, and we're all bullshitting and talking, and it just popped in my head. I was like, I don't think I don't think I ever asked them, how they've dealt with the pandemic. Like I know we, for the most part, we joke and we laugh about a whole bunch of stuff, and I sat there and I literally said it out loud. I was like, hey, I don't think I've ever asked you guys like how you're dealing with it and how your family's doing with it. And that was the one time where I was like, I want to be a good friend and I'm curious because there's as guys, there's sometimes it's like, oh, everything's peachy, everything's fine. Like you kind of put that, that face where it's like everything's fine, I'm fine, don't fucking ask me. Or if like you ask a guy about your feelings, were you gay or what's wrong? Like shit like that. But yeah, when I
Yeah.
asked them, they gave a genuine answer, which I'm grateful for. So I'm curious about you because I haven't had that interaction with you. How did you deal with this past year? How's everything? I know podcast wise, everything's been going great, but in general, like, have you been doing good? Going into 2021, where I don't know why, but people think magically this thing just disappeared or something like that.
Uh,
But how have you been dealing with it?
yeah, man. I'll tell you what, man. It's been challenging. I'll tell you why, because I have two small kids. I have a 2 and a 4-year-old. When this thing went down, everything was closed. Nobody could go to school, nobody could go to work, obviously, so we started working from home, my wife and I, and yeah, I got 2 small kids, man, trying to work in that setting. My daughter's coming up to me. It was difficult to work, man, and trying to and keep her occupied and keep the 2 kids entertained. And so we had to kind of tag team it, and it was difficult, man. And then not being able to take them to the park and stuff like that, get out of the house. And there were moments where I was like, man, this they're kind of downers, man. But again, you have to continue to um, work on yourself, bro. Mental health,
Mm-hmm.
mental, meditation,
Yep.
a lot of I was still finding ways to exercise. You still, all that good stuff, and go for walks. Still do things that you enjoy, music. You gotta still do those things, and do this your self therapy, your self care, man. That came into play, man. And the podcast was huge, man. that podcast saved my damn life. Probably shit. This last year. We talked about escaping and how it's therapeutic, and that was more prevalent than ever. I think, man, this
Yeah.
past year for me. Because
Gives you
yeah,
something to look forward to.
yep, absolutely, man. And I was still it was providing that social interaction, with others and staying connected to others. And so yeah, the podcast did wonders for me, man. But it was in that aspect too with my family. It was difficult, man, trying to work like that. And then, but we adjusted, made some adjustments, and work things out. And you kind of you got to make adjustments, man. You can't keep doing the same thing, trying to expect different results, right? That's the definition of insanity. So yeah, right. And so yeah, we just kept things kept adapting to the situation, and how made some changes in the household. Dude, believe it or not, I sold my. We were in a condominium, and our plan going into 2020 was, okay, we're gonna sell this condo, because we grew out of it, man. We were just
Yeah.
we have 3 4 kids, and it was time to move on, from the condo. So our original plan is to sell it, and then this pandemic came, and we were like, well, do we stick to the plan, or so we said, you know what, let's do it. So we sold our condo in May, and then I moved into my new house where I'm at now in June. So that was a blessing, man. That was a huge. It was difficult, everything going on, and selling a house is always, yeah, it comes with its own challenges and stuff.
Yeah.
And buying a house, right after that, comes with challenges and stuff like that.
And then the good old moving.
And then the moving
is the challenge right there. Is like getting everything boxed up and telling your family, like, do we really need all this shit? Like,
we're throwing everything.
Like, where all this shit come from? Like, what the hell?
Exactly, man. Exactly. So, but I got this time. I wasn't stupid, man. I got movers. I paid it. I was like, you know what? I don't care what it costs, man. I'm gonna fucking get movers. I highly recommend that to anybody. Get movers, man. You have to pay, whatever. So it's an invest. It was an investment for me. It was beautiful. They came. They took everything and moved everything. And still, moving still sucks. Yeah, you got to move. Blah blah blah. But
it's all worth it at the end.
Yeah. Oh, no doubt, man. So, so buying my house, and that was nice, getting into a bigger place. And because being in that condo, man, during this quarantine, those were some, it was kind of tough, man, getting like, kind
being
of
cooped up in there. Yeah.
Yeah. And I was still great. Obviously I still had a place to live. I had a roof over my head, man. That was a blessing, but from a practical standpoint, it was really nice to move out and stick to our goal, and so yeah, 2020 was so, so interesting, man. Very unique. Yeah, it sucked, but think about all the people who flourished during business wise, and a lot of people started new businesses, online businesses, podcasting. Your podcast did well, mine did well. So in that aspect, man, there's always a silver lining, right? It's all perspective, right?
Exactly. It's only going to be as negative as you make it out to be.
Yeah.
You could turn things can be shitty. Things can be really shitty. But if you have that willpower, that mind, and just try to turn it into a positive, and not just let all that negative energy just overwhelm you, and then you can come out on top, and be one of those people that that you get to see, like, oh man, it looks like they got their shit together, they're doing fine. And that's all it is sometimes, is your mindset. Like, sometimes when you just think so negative all the time, then guess what's gonna come right around the corner? What's waiting for you? More negative shit. But if you have that positive mindset long enough, and you really stick to it, eventually you're gonna hit that corner, and something good's gonna come out of it. And maybe another thing, we've talked about this before, like, you parlay that into another positive thing, and it just, then that you have that cycle where it's like more positive things start to happen.
You hit a key point, man. That's a huge key point, Chris, because my own personal mental wellness uh, really came into play this last year, man. You know, I'm sure
Mhm.
for a lot of people, right?
Definitely.
Keeping it up, the mindset, bro. Mindset is everything, right? Mindset is everything. Your perspective, the way you frame things. I had a guest on last night on my podcast. I'm sorry, Tuesday night. What's today? Thursday? Thursday,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
Tuesday night, Morrison Machiavelli, man. He came out from Minneapolis, Minnesota, in his truck that had like 300,000 miles in it. He lived in his truck in Sherman Oaks, bro, for a year and a half.
What?
Yeah, yeah, literally, crazy story, right? It's in the podcast, it's in the episode. And I asked him, I go, man, I mean, how was that for you? You know, how traumatic, or what did you learn from that experience? And you know what, he the way his answer was so amazing, so profound, because he's like, man, I didn't feel like that wasn't like, I didn't view that as something that was so adverse. I didn't like a huge piece of adversity in my life. I was comfortable. I was living my life. I was, you know, and I'm like, wow, man, you know, that's great, man, because that's the epitome of mindset right there, right?
Oh
How
yeah.
you view your circumstances, how you frame it, your perspective, your attitude, and how you see it
Perfect
is everything.
example. Perfect
Yeah,
example.
yeah. He had every reason to quit, right? He had every reason to quit. He said,
Exactly.
fuck this. You know what? I'm living in my truck. Fuck, this is shitty. This is horrible." But dude, positivity, man, and how he viewed his situation. And look at him now, man. You know, and yeah. So that's a prime example, bro. Prime
Hmm.
example of you know the things that yeah, man, you manifest. You can manifest good or bad, you know, and that's one thing I've really consciously made an effort to increase, you know, significantly, bro, exponentially in my life. I get up every morning, man. I get up every morning. I literally read my affirmations. I meditate. I do some yoga. I pray. I go through my own 30-minute routine, bro, to start my day. That's how I start my day, with a positive frequency, bro, because I'm gonna manifest all positive things in my life, bro. No more. My mind is gonna be fruitful. You know what I mean? No more bullshit. No more negativity, bro. Because I've lived like that, you know, my whole life, man. With battling with that type of shit, and it's time to take ownership of my mindset, bro. So that's what I'm doing, and it's been beautiful, man. It sounds corny, it may sound cheesy, but dude, I see the fruits. It fucking works, man. I swear, bro. It's amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing.
And I agree 1,000% with you, because there's a point in time where, you know, the schools were closed, and a lot of, you know, I work at a school, so I was like, what's going to happen? What are we good? What are we doing? You know, work had no answer. You know, we're
I'm an
just,
educator too, bro.
yeah, and you just like, all right, well, we're just closed, and there was no
Yeah,
answer. It's like we're closed. Well, when are we coming back? I don't know. We don't know. What about this? Or are we going to do online yet? No, not yet. You know, we're not. We're still trying to figure it out. We might come back. We might. Oh no, we're definitely not coming back.
yeah.
And then, you know, I'm just waking up every day, going from waking up every single day, Monday through Friday, having my set routine of just, you know, I wake up at this time, shower, do this, do that, boom, go to work, get this set up, get the equipment out, and then you have your classes, you know, 6, 7 classes a day, boom, boom,
Mm.
boom. And then I go to just waking up. And yeah, the first week or two was fun. I'm like, oh yeah, it's 10, waking up 11 o'clock. I was like,
Sleep good,
it was
yeah.
amazing. And then
Right?
after a while, I was just like, okay, like, you know, this is nice and all. I'm grateful and happy that I still have my job, but fuck, like I need something to do, and I can't
Yeah.
go out. I can't go do this. I can't, you know, hang out with my friends or this or that. Or, you know, at the time where we were just, you know, fucking, you look at someone and you get COVID, you're freaking out.
Yeah.
And, um, you know, so I was cooped up in my house, you know, like you said, you know, that cabin fever, and, um, just sitting there. And eventually I was like, you know what, you know, let me just start making some videos for the podcast. So I'd wake up, have that thing in my head, like, all right, I'm going to make a video. I got to find a song. I got to find this. I got to find. So I kind of, you know, you flip the script and you're like, all right,
Yeah.
I'm going to be productive on something. Like, all right, I
There
might
you go.
not be working my traditional job right now, but I have a new job, and that is a, you know, podcasting and podcasting includes promoting, and I'm gonna do these videos and do this for that, or shit. I was like making a video for my brother for Dead Mall, and I was like, hey, look what I made you, because I was bored out of my fucking mind. Here you go. Post it, whatever you want. Like I was getting to the point I was like, shit, I'll make someone else a video just for fun. Like, here you go. Like,
Yeah.
It was, yeah. So, but luckily, I didn't let all that negative stuff go to my head, and you just find something to do. It's sometimes it's as simple as that.
Yes.
Where it's just like, find something to do. Just do something.
Exactly. Start something new. Do something you've always wanted to do. Play the guitar. You want to learn the guitar, or take whatever, man. It's a hobby, something, man. But yeah, that's great, man. Using your time wisely and productively, right? That's the bottom line there.
Exactly. So, last thing before I let you go, 2021's here and all this. Actually, before I do let you go, I'm curious to get your thoughts on the whole, because I have yet to talk about it, at least on a podcast or on any type of platform. What did you think about the whole thing that happened yesterday? Because we're recording this Thursday. Yesterday was when the whole Capitol got freaking ransacked, pretty much, and just that whole, I guess you call it debacle. That whole thing that happened. What were your thoughts about it? Because I'm curious, and I love hearing everyone's point of views.
Oh man, jeez, yeah, it was a debacle. It's almost surreal, seeing these images. Like, what the fuck? Like, these people are in the White House, or it was the White House, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and honestly, man, I'm not too big on politics myself. But one thing is for sure, man, from a humane from a standpoint of humanity, of society, and how sad, man. What the fuck? What is that? What is that? It really is sad, and it's that it came to that. I don't care if regardless if you're a Democrat or Republican, whatever that your beliefs are. And then you have, you can have your conspiracy theories, and you can have, but the point for me is just like, the bottom line is like, that's how far. Look how what the fuck, it came to that. It came to that. It's really sad. It's unfortunate. Look at I hate being pessimistic, right? We just talked about being, so positive, and we always want to be positive. But dude, I think about the future, what lies, look at my kids, man, and what type of world are they going to inherit? What type of fucking stuff, where's society going with this, man? So yeah, it's just a reminder for me, man. Like, I really gotta, educate my kids. I got to be the main influence in my kids and educate them and make them, privy to, what's going on in the real world. I'm really gonna have my due diligence. I got my work cut out for me, man, as a parent. So that's one thing I do know. And but yeah, man, I don't know, Chris. It's like I said, man, it's unfortunate. It's really sad. I think that we're not in the right. We're not heading in the right direction right now. We need to get steered.
Oh, without a doubt, without a doubt, and it's so crazy because you look at, like, I'm 25 years old, but when I even just talking to like some other people, I feel like I'm fucking 50 years old. Where I'm just like, back in my day, I didn't have to deal with any of that shit. Like, it was like, I can't imagine when I, like, just in general, just thinking about like all this shit that's going on.
Right, man.
It's insane. Like, I'm going 25, going on 50. Just like, now I'm watching the news like every day. Like, before, I didn't give two shits about the news. Like, it was insane. Like, the amount of energy I spent on actually watching the news, I can guarantee you, like, before 2020, I probably saw maybe like 5%, maybe 5%. Like, the rest of it was all like sports or, some show, or just, I didn't care about what was going on, because I was like, hey, Trump's there. He's not he's rattling people's cages here and there, whatever. But then all this happened with the pandemic, and then then that's when I really was watching the news to figure out what was going on. And then with this shit that's going on with the election, or what happened with the election, and then what happened yesterday. I had classes, so I'm like, I wasn't really paying attention. It wasn't until like in between classes where I kind of was on my phone and I saw posts and stuff, and I turned the TV on, put CNN on. I was like, oh my god, like what's going? I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna watch this right now. I have another class to do. I'm gonna watch it when my classes are done. Sure enough, I see all these videos of people just literally when you go and you like tell someone, hey, they stormed the Capitol, you immediately think like, what are you talking about? Like, what, they just run up the stairs? Like, yes. Yeah, they just run up the stairs. They ran up the stairs. It's insane.
Oh,
and I have no. When I was watching, I was like, oh my god. And then these videos are coming out. Like there was one video that I loved. It was a girl, a lady.
I know what you're gonna
say. She's running back out, or she's coming back out, and she's like crying. And there's this. I was perfect. This sarcastic guy, and sarcasm when you can hear it. I have no idea how this lady did not pick up on the sarcasm.
The interviewer.
And yeah, like this lady, she's crying, and he's like, "Hey, what happened? They maced me." Yeah, oh my god! And just so sarcastic, like, "Oh my god, what happened? Were you trying to get in?" Yeah, I was like 1 foot in, and they maced me. And he's like, "What's your name? Where are you from?" And she says her name and where she's from.
Knoxville, Tennessee, or something.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. And this guy was like, "Well, why'd you do it?" Like as simple as like, it's a revolution. Like, oh, shut the fuck up, lady. Oh, like, God. I am so glad they maced you. You should be grateful that they fucking maced you, because there's 4 people that died. Like, it's
yeah. I saw. Did you see that one video where the ladies they're at the door, and then the lady started climbing, and you can see the guy just
with his gun out.
Pulls his gun and shoots her, man. She falls back. Right there, man. It was crazy shit, bro. Like, what the fuck? She died, man. Yeah, she ended up dying, man.
It's crazy to see, like,
what the hell is going on, bro?
And then you have these people who are like, oh my, I can't believe they shot. I've heard that. Like, I can't believe they shot. Like, what the fuck do you think they were gonna do? Like, just tickle you? Like, yeah, there was a whole bunch of other people that went in. And you have those stupid guys with the pictures of that dude with his foot on the desk, the guy standing at the podium, you have all those stupid guys. But in reality, there were some people who lost their life. 4 people lost their life because they decided to make one of the stupidest decisions they could ever make in their life.
I didn't know it was 4 people that lost their lives.
4 people. And when people go and say, like, at least those type of people that have that mindset where they thought storming the Capitol was a good idea, and you say, like, and they think that those other people are at fault. They're not at fault, and 4 of their so-called their people died.
Exactly.
What do you think? There was gonna be somebody, at least one, and then you see that lady, that horrible video of like everyone freaking out, saying like she's bleeding out pretty much, and they're trying to do this, and she that video of she's laying. I don't want to fucking die like that with like a whole bunch of people wearing MAGA hats and Trump this and Trump. I don't want to die like that. Like that's the worst way to go. Just laying it was the that's fucking terrible. Worst thing I've ever seen. It was ridiculous, and it was for what? For what? For nothing. For nothing. You didn't change a damn thing. If anything, you made them give that big fat stamp of approval. Like, yep, we're making the right decision here. Like, this is what it's gonna be. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, great points. Great points, Chris. Like I said, man, it's really sad. I think any way you look at it, man, from a positive lens, from humanity, a lens of humanity, and good. You want good. You want to, from a good, good standpoint, man. Coming from that place, what happened yesterday was just really, really sad, man. So
It was for nothing. They did it for nothing. But I don't want to end on that negative note.
no.
So it is a new year. I know for some people, something about a new year, it gets everybody kind of, pumped up. It's like, all right, this is the year. Like, everyone had that one, 2020, this is my year. And it was nobody's year. It was pretty fucked up. But for 2021, there's some people, all right, this is my year now. So are you like a guy that do you have any goals set? Are you just kind of keeping on and doing what you've been doing? Like, what's the mindset going into 2021 when it comes to the podcast? The Instagram as well. Like, are you trying to just keep on keeping on? And because what you're doing right now is working. I'm sure your numbers are going up and up and up, and you're seeing that positive those positive feedback, which I've seen on your comments. Everyone loves what you're doing, which is good. So what's the plan for 2021?
Yeah, man. I thank you, man, for saying that. Well, the Dodgers are going to repeat, number one,
I don't
and
know
then the
about
Lakers are going to
I don't
repeat,
know about all. I don't know about the
number
Dodgers,
two.
but Lakers are gonna do it. Yes.
Just live with it, bro. The Dodgers, it's their time, bro. No, I'm kidding, man. Yeah, but no. Wow, the podcast is for this year, man. I have a lot, lofty goals, man, and I want to push the envelope, work even harder than I did, last year.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm a little bit, last year really did great for me as far as learning the put come together and learning a system, learning a routine, learning how to kind of make everything streamline everything, with what I'm
Mm-hmm.
doing, you know. And so I think it's like anything, right, Chris? You do something, you practice, you work, you trial and error,
Yep.
whatever the case may be. You realize things, and you learn things, how to do things better, how to efficiency, and et cetera, et cetera. So that's kind of where I'm at now. I think feel like I've gained a lot of steam and a lot of momentum, and yeah, I'm getting, like you said, man, getting great feedback, great getting
Great guess on.
yeah, it's a blessing, man. And again, thanks for noticing that. And but yeah, and then the podcast is definitely, like I said, I'm gonna be doing some different things visually and changing the format a little bit, and working on some of those things. Another thing is the podcast. I'm going to give you an exclusive here, Chris.
Hey, first episode of Kicking Back with Chris, getting exclusive. I like it.
That's right. That's right. And yeah, I haven't told anyone, man, that my podcast. I'm going to be. I'm joining a network called Social Nostra, and it's a larger platform. It's a network of. I'll be the 7th podcast as part of the network, and I'm really excited about that. Taking the podcast to a different level, another level, and yeah, really, we'll see what that holds for me and the podcast professionally, and what have you. So that is extremely exciting to be joining this network. There's like close to 13,000 subscribers on YouTube, and my podcast will be shown on that particular YouTube channel, Social Nostra. So it's a larger platform, and there's going to be opportunities in other areas. So again, man, that's really exciting to be even noticed, to be recognized. And I mean, for me, I can't put into words what that means, man, because it's like mind-boggling, bro. It really is. It's surreal for someone to recognize you. And again, we talked about it earlier, and to even have a listener, that's amazing in and of itself. And we talked about how we're professionals. This is for us. This is we take this very seriously, and we care about how what our podcast is like. And for someone to notice it in any way, shape, or form is truly something very special. But when professionally speaking, with that, man, as you and I know, it you can't put into words what that means, man. And my goal is to make a living doing this, and so I'm taking a step in that direction, man, and it's exciting.
Mhm.
It's exciting. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. So that's coming up here soon. I'll be joining that. We just have to basically we're like one step away, and I'll be on that platform. So yeah, big shout out to Kevin Perkins, Social Nostra, and all the other podcasters on that network, man. I can't wait, and going to see where that takes me, man. So like I said, 2021, man. It's starting off on an amazing note. I just had Morrison Machiavelli, who I mentioned earlier. He's my first guest, and he knocked it out of the park, man. Go check out that episode on YouTube on Profile Pod TV.
Definitely.
Morrison Machiavelli, great story. He's a recording artist, entrepreneur. He owns his own record label. So, and then I got a 16-year-old phenom coming this Tuesday on the next episode. JJ Perez, out of Hanford, California, man. He just released his first EP on Spotify. All the major. He produced his own album, man. So yeah,
Nice.
lots of big things going on, man. I'm gonna have the Hood Foodie coming on in February, man. Lots of great guests.
He's
man.
awesome.
Yeah, he really is, man. So yeah, just blessings, man, all the way around, man. Like I said, I'm just gonna keep moving forward, keep rocking and rolling, and I'm not gonna stop, bro. I'm not gonna stop. So and I know you're in that same category, man, and I can't wait to see where you're gonna go, man. And you're doing big things already with your merchandise. Your podcast is big, man, and it's awesome. It's funny, and so I think all the way around, man, it's gonna be a great year, bro.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you letting us all know about what's to come for you and the podcast. And like I told you, before we even jumped on it, this is the start of something that like we've talked about before. You're moving in a positive direction. You have that positive mindset. Something positive came out of it, and who knows what happens next. So, I like I told you before in the beginning, I appreciate you jumping on, especially for the first episode. I knew without a doubt I wanted you to be the first guy, the first guest, because I knew you were going to respect getting this off on a good foot and getting this started, this new type of podcast where it's kind of a one-on-one type of thing. So I knew that you were going to just bring your A game, so it's like another, you should be AAA. But again, I appreciate it. And for those of you who are watching, listening, don't forget to, follow the Profile Pod TV, subscribe to the YouTube page, subscribe to the new, YouTube page that he's going to be on. You want to plug your Instagram and YouTube?
Yeah, absolutely, man. Thank you, bro. On Instagram, check it out, man. It's a Profile Pod TV. Subscribe, click that little red button. I got all my episodes up there, you guys. If you guys want to be inspired, if you want to be motivated, if you want to see great stories about what the human spirit is capable of, go check out my podcast, man. My podcast is all about uplifting and inspiring. It's all about being motivational and really shining the light on those individuals who come on and in all walks of life. We have everyone from entrepreneurs, podcasters, musicians, small business owners, doing big things, man. And that's what it's all about. That's why I created it. That was my mindset going into it. My goal is to put others on a pedestal, man. And at the same time, I'm growing my podcast. It's a win-win. It's fun. Everyone's winning. And, we're all helping each other out, man. That's what it comes down to. That's what it's all about. So check out Profile Pod TV on YouTube. Check out everything's Profile Pod TV. Check it out on Instagram at Profile Pod TV -- Twitter at Profile Pod TV. So yeah, man. Check it out. The new platform that that you'll be able to see my podcast on is Social Nostra, and stay tuned. I'll be making announcements on that, but yeah, man, that's what it is, man.
Awesome. And there you have it, folks. First episode down. Who knows how many more to go? Thank you for listening,
Chris, for
and
watching.
Dude, I'm gonna have you on. This isn't the only time. You'll be on again and again. Like I said before, We're gonna be on in person again one day. Hopefully you're gonna be in here with me and hang
Likewise.
out. You know, I'm doing right now. I'm on actually right here at the pool table. We'll shoot some pool and we'll have some fun.
Some beer, man. But yeah, no, hey man, I just wanted to say, man, thank you for having me on, man. The first episode of 2021 for to kick it off, man. What an honor. It's it really is, man. A great privilege to sit here with you, man, and talk, and because I really admire what you do, and yeah, man. Like I said, it's keep rocking and rolling, man. Keep doing your thing, and I can't wait to get my T-shirt in the mail, bro.
Yes, and remember, you know what? I'm probably never gonna let anyone do this ever again, but I don't know if it's patented or not. It should be, but I want you to end our first episode with your patented ending. Your patent pending ending. You better patent that because it's a great ending, and hopefully I will be blessed enough to find my own. But for this episode, how do you end every episode with your podcast?
Thanks for saying that, man. No, wow, what an honor, man. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for being here on the Kickback Podcast LA with my man Chris and myself, yours truly, Double A, and we'll see you when we see you. But always remember to take it easy.